Galera, eu tô aqui com o Frank Whiteley, que é uma lenda nos quadrinhos internacionais. Um cara é foda e eu vou fazer uma entrevista com ele aqui, algumas perguntas. When you start drawing, who is your big inspiration?
Like most artists, I have a lot of inspirations.
Not just only one.
No, not just one. But some of my favourites from when I was younger, there is a Scottish comic artist called Dudley Watkins. He drew a newspaper strip for a Sunday newspaper about a Scottish family, and he was my favourite comic artist when I was a young boy. I also liked John Buscema when he drew Conan, and then as I got older, I discovered Mobius, and Jeff Darrow and Frank Millar and Dave Gibbons, but as a teenager I liked Mad Magazine. There were two artists that worked for Mad Magazine that I liked very much, and they were Mort Drucker and Jack Davis. They were big favourites of mine, but there are so many artists that I like. Some of them very different from my own work. Some of them kind of similar, but all of them an influence.
Moebius is a kind of similar of your...
Yeah, there is a... I mean, he's a genius, but there is a I can see the influence he has had on my work. And also the Scottish artist, Dudley Watkins, he works in a simple line as well, similar to Winsor McCay, the guy who did Little Nemo.
Yes.
A similar style to that, and I can see the influence on my work with him as well.
Yeah, here in Brazil now is out a lot of publication of your work with Mark Millar, Grant Morrison. How was work with them?
Always great. Both of them are friends of mine. I have known Grant for I've known Grant since I was about more than 25, nearly 30 years I've known Grant, and I've known Mark nearly as long. I met Grant first and Mark like maybe a year later, but they are both friends of mine, and although they are very different in their approach to comics, I really like both of them, the way they write, and it's always a pleasure to work with either of them.
How do you build your graphic narrative?
Always the same way. I read the script, and I reread it. I read it as many times as I need to so that I can really understand and imagine it in my head, and then I draw tiny drawings on the script, in the margin of the script, tiny little thumbnail drawings, and then I choose which thumbnails go best together to make the sequence flow and to make the page feel balanced so that the eye is drawn around the way it has to be. So always the same process for me. Just keep rereading the script, keep thinking about why the writer is asking you to draw this, how it relates to the panel before and the panel after. It's a slow process and it requires a lot of thought, but if you do it properly, it makes it easier for the reader, so they just go with the story. They don't have to do any work to understand what is happening.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Feito, galera. Continue nos acompanhando aí. Valeu.